10 DC characters who need to be in Isekai Suicide Squad. If you want to know this, stay with me until the end. King Shark. Beastmen are a popular staple in fantasy anime, including the Isekai subgenre, with King Shark being one of DC's most popular humanoid animal characters. Having him appear in a world of orcs and dragons wouldn't feel out of place. King Shark has also become one of the Suicide Squad's key members in recent years, making his inclusion feel even more natural. With Suicide Squad Isekai's world confirmed to have monsters, King Shark would fit right in. In fact, this could lead to a potential subplot where he feels more at home in this world than he does in his own. Regardless of what direction they take him in, King Shark would be a welcome addition to the show's roster. 9. Cheetah. Anime is infamous for its use of the catgirl trope, and DC just happens to have one of its own. Though Cheetah has primarily served as an enemy of Wonder Woman, she's been a member of the Suicide Squad before. With the squad having a constantly rotating roster of villains, Cheetah being in Suicide Squad Isekai won't raise many eyebrows. With her cat features, Cheetah would definitely not look out of place in an anime. And like King Shark, she would be well suited to a world full of fantasy anime tropes. With her claws, speed, and cat-like reflexes, Cheetah is sure to be an asset to the squad in this strange new world. 8. Bronze Tiger. One of the best martial artists in the DC universe, Bronze Tiger has served on the Suicide Squad several times in the past. His martial arts prowess and level head have served the squad well on numerous occasions. Despite this, he hasn't had as much mainstream attention outside of comics as his fans would like. By appearing in Suicide Squad Isekai, Bronze Tiger could finally get some much needed exposure outside of comics. His fighting skills would make for some excellent fight scenes, especially against foes wielding medieval weaponry. With Bronze Tiger usually acting as a voice of reason, he would be an obvious benefit to his eclectic teammates. 7. Nightshade. While Nightshade might not be a household name among DC fans, she has previously served as a member of the Suicide Squad, and having her appear in a Suicide Squad Isekai could help get her exposure. Aside from that, her appearing in an Isekai anime would make a lot of sense, considering her origins. Nightshade was born the princess of a kingdom called the Land of Nightshades, whose mother fled with her as a baby from a demon called Incubus. As a result of her royal heritage, she can use shadow magic, and is capable of teleporting by moving through her former kingdom. This could easily be incorporated into the anime story, and the new world could actually be the Land of Nightshades. 6. Peacemaker. With Peacemaker getting a lot more attention both in and outside of comics, it would make sense that DC would want to use him in a lot of different projects. By including Peacemaker in an anime, DC could expose its rising star to a whole new audience. It would be very surprising if Peacemaker wasn't used in Suicide Squad Isekai. Peacemaker is trained in the use of multiple weapons, and has been shown using medieval weaponry like swords and axes. So even if he runs out of bullets, he will still have means of being an effective combatant. If nothing else, seeing him attempt to learn magic, or react to seeing a dragon is sure to lead to some humorous scenes. 5. Killer Frost. Elemental magic is a common trope in anime, especially in isekai settings where magic is commonplace. DC has many characters with elemental themed abilities, with ice users being particularly popular. Of these characters, Killer Frost has had a consistent role in the Suicide Squad. It would only make sense to include Killer Frost in Suicide Squad Isekai. Her cryomancer abilities would also fit right in with an anime art style, and make for some excellent action scenes. Including Killer Frost would be a great way to expand the roster, while also having characters anime fans are likely to latch onto. 4. Captain Boomerang. Captain Boomerang has been an essential member of the Suicide Squad for decades, whether he likes it or not. Whenever the squad appears in the comics, movies, or even in video games, it's safe to assume that Captain Boomerang will be there. It's only reasonable to expect him in the squad's first anime outing. Boomerang's penchant for boomerangs would definitely be unique in a medieval fantasy world and would make for some visually impressive fight scenes. On top of that, Captain Boomerang is a great source of comic relief, even compared to Harley Quinn. With all of this going for him, he would make an excellent inclusion in Suicide Squad ISEKAI. 3. Enchantress. The Enchantress usually has a presence of some kind with the Suicide Squad. Sometimes, she serves as a member. Sometimes, she's the squad's adversary. Whatever role she takes, if she's included in the anime, she would definitely be an appropriate inclusion. As her name suggests, Enchantress is a spellcaster. This makes her a perfect character to include in a world of swords and sorcery. Depending on Suicide Squad ISEKAI's plot, her magic could even be the reason the squad is in another world to begin with. With her connection to both fantasy and the Suicide Squad, Sorceress is an obvious choice. 2. Deadshot. While Harley Quinn has become the face of the Suicide Squad in recent years, Deadshot has been nearly synonymous with the team for decades. His impossible aiming skills, cool head, and tactical mind have arguably made him the team's leader. As such, it's very likely that fans will see him in Suicide Squad ISEKAI. While his marksman abilities are sure to stand out in a fantasy world at first, Deadshot is likely to run out of ammo before long. When that happens, it will be exciting to see if his excellent aim carries over to archery. Even if Suicide Squad ISEKAI handwaves him having infinite ammo, Deadshot is sure to make for many excellent scenes. 1. Katana. With Suicide Squad ISEKAI being a Japanese production, it makes sense to expect at least one of DC's Japanese characters to show up. Katana is arguably the most famous of these, and she also has a connection to the Suicide Squad. This makes it incredibly likely fans will get to see her make her anime debut. While Katana may stick out in a western-styled medieval fantasy world, she'd look more in place than Joker or Harley Quinn. That and her cursed Soul-Ticker sword is exactly the kind of weapon that anime is full of. By granting Suicide Squad ISEKAI some Japanese representation, and being an incredible swordswoman with an awesome weapon, Katana is a natural fit for anime. This type of video, be sure to subscribe.